Tonight ahead on 12 News, concerns about rising utility rates. How high will your electric bill go and what can be done about it? Then, a big upfront investment to reduce energy costs.
It's definitely not a trend. It's what people are expecting now in their homes.
But first, March Madness kicks in with a winter reality check. 12 News starts right now.
By the time it's done, it's expected to be the most snow we've had in March in 5 years.
As Sonia Goins shows us, some people are hoping the white stuff turns into cold cash.
The folks at Ace Hardware in Robbinsdale say people came in early to get snow supplies.
I sold, I think, 4 or 5 shovels this morning.
Were you surprised?
No, I was hoping.
Dale Runick says business is better this year compared to last March when there wasn't any snow.
We have a bunch of...
He's hoping people stock up on other winter essentials.
People buy oil for their snow blowers, spark plugs, gas cans, shovels, ice bite. So it's good for us.
Across the street at Robbinsdale Marina, they're hoping the white stuff turns to green as people come in to buy snow blowers.
We're hoping to get some business out of it. We're hoping it's a larger snowfall. We got a few new ones left we need to sell, or we'd like to sell, I should say, and get a little more business on repair.
And if Mother Nature cooperates, business could be good. March is the 3rd snowiest month in Minnesota. We average about 10 inches. Today's weather wasn't all about business. Some people decided to have some fun. We saw several cross-country skiers at Elm Creek. And because of the new snow, they're thinking about staying open an extra week.
Every time we get natural snow, it seems like people are out in their backyards thinking, hey, I want to go out, do some tubing, maybe take a quick lesson or hit the train park. It's becoming more and more popular every year.
We built a snow fort.
5-year-old Jack and his sister Mona didn't have to go far to enjoy the snow.
We just packed the snow together.
They decided to play in their Robbinsdale front yard.
I like building snow forts.
And today was a good time to add to their fort.
But a lot of them end up falling down.
It was also the perfect time to taste Mother Nature.
Usually the snow just falls off or it melts right away.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
And according to the National Weather Service, our new snow won't really help with our drought situation. That's because the ground is too frozen to absorb a lot of the moisture.
Missing for 4 days in Mexico, the body of a Robbinsdale man has been found. Mark Stoneberg's body was located Sunday morning. He had been body surfing in a coastal town north of Puerto Vallarta when he was swept away into the ocean last week. Stoneberg is believed to have drowned. He was vacationing with his wife Nancy at the time. Nancy and her family posted a message on the Caring Bridge website thanking everyone for the outpouring of support. The family writes, "We received the miracle we were hoping for, but not the outcome we prayed for. We are working to bring Mark's body home to our family."
A spokesperson for Granite City and Maple Grove says the restaurant will be back open for dinner. A fire in the kitchen forced Granite City to close on Sunday afternoon. Maple Grove's fire chief says the fire started in a cooking appliance. The sprinkler system did work as planned and the fire was out before firefighters got there. Nobody was hurt. Xcel Energy customers are sounding off about the company's proposal to hike its rates.
Back in November, Xcel asked the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission for permission to raise its electricity rates by more than $285 million, or nearly 11%. A series of public hearings will be held in the matter before the commission makes its decision next fall. And Renee Bonneau was at the first of 7 public hearings today in Brooklyn Center and joins us now with more. Renee?
Mike and Alex, Xcel Energy says the rate increase will keep the company's nuclear power plants running safely and reliably for the next 20 years. If it's approved, a typical residential customer's monthly bill will go up by about $9. Some customers say even the smallest increase hurts.
My husband and I are trying to cut back any way we can and conserve. We keep the temperature of our house, sometimes at an uncomfortable level, trying to conserve. And my concern is if they keep this up, what do we do? How do we offset it?
More than 24 people showed up to a public hearing at the Earl Brown Center this afternoon. Some testified before an administrative law judge who will later make a recommendation to the Public Utilities Commission on the issue. Xcel says while it is asking for what it thinks is necessary to properly serve its customers, company officials will try to work with agencies and individuals to find common ground.
We exchange information, we better understand their position, we can offer more information for our position, and we work through the process, and we try to get to what I would call a constructive result that gets us an outcome that we can continue to run our business and serve our customers well.
Those who cannot attend the public hearings can comment on the Public Utility Commission's website. And Mike and Alex, right now there is an interim rate in place that has typical customers paying about $8 extra a month. If the final rate is lower than the interim rate, then Xcel will issue refunds as well as interest.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Burglary and assault charges are now filed against 3 Minneapolis men who are accused of going on a spree of shootings and burglaries over the past year. Most of the crimes happened in Minneapolis, but in Brooklyn Park last May, 19-year-old Demetri Lloyd is accused of shooting in an area where several people were playing basketball. It happened near 84th Avenue and Logan. Authorities say Lloyd fired 3 to 5 shots into the cement. One victim was injured by a ricocheting bullet. Lloyd faces several felony charges. He is currently out of jail on bond.
Brooklyn Center's school board members say they're excited about the 6 finalists vying to become the district's next superintendent. The board restarted its search last fall after it felt candidates didn't have enough experience in urban schools.
Our urban families want straight talk. They don't want the fluff. I'm not a fluffy guy.
12 News sat in on one of the interviews Saturday with a candidate from Shakopee Public Schools. Brooklyn Center is trying to replace current superintendent Keith Lester, who is retiring. One of the main criteria Brooklyn Center is looking for in a candidate is a person who will help guide the district out of debt. Another is closing a large racial achievement gap.
Minnesota's is the highest in the nation. Ours isn't any better, and we need somebody that has experience working with a diverse group of students, knows what works with various groups of students, and can come in and hit the ground running.
All of the finalists are from the Twin Cities Metro, except for one. They include assistant superintendents from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Stillwater area public schools. Well, coming up, the home building trend that's emerging into a must-have.
We'll explain as we tour one of the parade homes. And later in sports, local swimmers and divers go for gold at the state meet.
But first, what will become of all this snow? According to the AccuWeather forecast, the melt is on later in the week. Despite a forecast of up to a foot of snow, here's a sign that winter is coming to an end. The DNR is warning fishermen to have ice shelters off area lakes by midnight tonight, Monday night. If they're not removed, they may be confiscated or destroyed, and you could be prosecuted. The fine is $130 per day. Well, here's another sign of spring. The Parade of Homes tour kicked off this past weekend.
And this year, nearly 40% of the parade homes are so-called green homes. In this week's Business Matters, we take a look at the green building boom and find out if the homes are selling. This $1.2 million, 4,400 square foot home in Tyrol Hills is a dream home.
I mean, this has it all.
It's also a green home.
The future is here now.
Look no further than the 14 solar panels that generate enough power to fuel the Chevy Volt in the garage for a year.
With these solar panels in this home charging, it wouldn't run on gas, and it doesn't even run on coal-fired electricity. It runs on sunshine.
This isn't builder Rocky DiGiacomo's first green home. He's built and renovated dozens over the last 5 years because the return on investment appeals to buyers.
When I sit down with a client and get him to open his eyes to what the paybacks are, virtually nobody doesn't get wide-eyed and go, oh, well, how come everybody's not doing that? And I shrug my shoulders and I say, well, let's us do it and set the example.
LED lights, solar panels, thermal insulation, and geothermal heating and cooling mean this home will cost less than $50 a month for gas and electric. And it qualifies for more than $24,000 in federal energy tax credits and rebates.
I think builders are really concentrating more on having that extra something that's needed to sell a home, and they're looking at energy efficiency. It's something they can quantify.
Ross Anderson rates and tests the energy efficiency of green homes. He says there's good reason why nearly 40% of the parade homes this year have green elements.
These homes are selling very well. People are looking for them, and they're really starting to appreciate that energy efficiency.
This home has lots of extras, like bifold doors that connect the summer screened patio to the rest of the home.
With those windows open and this door open, You get huge cross-flow ventilation.
But some of the other energy-efficient systems can go in a home of any size and create the kind of savings that consumers seem to crave.
It's definitely not a trend. It's what people are expecting now in their homes.
It's estimated that energy-efficient systems used in the Golden Valley home just shown will pay for themselves in 2 years when you factor in federal tax credits and rebates. Coming up, the one thing that can help people overcome hurdles and break down barriers.
But first in sports, Cooper tries to knock off #1 ranked Hopkins in the girls basketball playoffs. John Jacobson has that and more when we come right back. John Jacobson now with sports, and pretty good competition this year at the state swim meet over the weekend.
Eden Prairie, very good Lake Conference schools. Made it tough for some of our local guys to get on the medal stand. While several local swimmers and divers qualified for this year's state meet, only a handful reached Saturday night's championship finals, including Maple Grove's 200-yard medley relay team of Tristan Plant, Brenner Hohenstein, Aaron Dabson, and Nathan Jones. They finished in 5th place. Wayzata had 2 divers reach the finals. Caleb Zarnes gets on the medal stand. He finishes 8th overall. His teammate Eric Mitchell places 2nd with 373.8 points. Daniel Monahan of Rosemont won the Class AA diving. It was a big night in the pool for Eden Prairie. Bryce Boston wins the 100 butterfly in a time of 49.86 seconds. Chris Karlstrom of Wayzata finishes 4th with a time of 51.36 seconds. In the 100 backstroke, it's Minnetonka's Noah Bush swimming to the win in 49.14 seconds. Plant of Maple Grove places 6th. And in the 100-yard breaststroke, the winner is Ben Albert of Burnsville. He's flanked by Hohenstein of Maple Grove, who comes in 2nd. Nick Wilkerson of Hopkins places 3rd. Here's a look at the final Class AA point totals. Eden Prairie repeats as state champions. Edina finishes 2nd with Minnetonka 3rd. Among the local schools, Wayzata finishes 10th and Maple Grove is 11th. In Class A, St. Thomas Academy wins its 2nd state title in a row. Monticello is 2nd with Breck Blake finishing 3rd. The Bear Stangs' Mitchell Foster wins the 200-yard individual medley and is also part of the team's championship 200 medley relay team. Action wrapped up Saturday at the state wrestling tournament too. 4 wrestlers from the area wrestled in the final session in Class 3A. The Xcel Energy Center for final round action, starting with the 5th place matches. And Osseo's Carson Brolsman in orange gets near fall points on the way to an 11-5 decision over Alberto Ramirez of Henry Sibley. Brolsma ends his season placing 5th at 132 pounds. At 160 for 5th place, Corey Berry of Champlin Park is in white, and he starts strong. He stays with it and gets the takedown on Austin Boniface of Forest Lake. But Berry re-injures his shoulder on this takedown coming up by Boniface. He's unable to continue, and Boniface wins by injury default. Berry places 6th. On to the championship matches, where 2 local wrestlers went for titles in 3A. Brad Ostachuk of Maple Grove facing Taylor Venz of Farmington. He's in the orange and black camouflage at 106. Venz gets the takedown. He wins 6-0. Ostachuk places 2nd. Nick O'Brien of Wayzata meets the same fate at 126. Dustin Weinman of Irondale gets the takedown on O'Brien on the way to a 5-1 decision. Tino Grace's Lance Bennick and Jared Oftedal of Benilde St. Margaret's did win titles in Class 2A. In girls basketball, the Section 6 4A tournament continued Saturday with semifinal games. 4-seed Cooper had the tough task of trying to knock off top-seed Hopkins in the semifinals. Nia Coffey with a great shot block for the Royals here, and they are off and running the other way. Taylor Anderson gets the layup and the foul. Here's a huge first half with 15 points. Cooper doesn't back down. They play a solid game. Talea Rich scores in traffic, and the Hawks pull within 3 at 14-11. Coffey does it all in this one. She hits the jumper here, part of a 32-point effort for her. Check out how the first half ends, though. Lori Bowler banking it home from half court for Cooper. That brings them within 10 at 46-36. Hopkins tries to pull away. Anderson with a great reverse layup. She has 21 points in the game. The Royals go up by 16. Cooper keeps battling back. Rich with a spin move for the hoop and foul. She ends her Cooper career with a 25-point effort. But Coffee and the Royals are too much. They hold off the Hawks 82-70. Wayzata lost to Minnetonka in the other semifinal. Minnetonka and Hopkins play for the Section 6 title Wednesday night at Osseo High School. Well, you have to go to another century to find the last time Hopkins didn't win a conference title in boys basketball. That's when Minnetonka won the Classic Lake back in 1998-99. But every year since then, a Royals team won the old Classic Lake, or now the current Lake Conference Championship. That's all changed this winter. Edina, the conference leader in the Lake, came to Hopkins looking for a season sweep of the Royals. Watch the follow-up for the Royals on the missed three-pointer. Jamal Davis in for the dunk. He scores a team-high 14 points. Next possession, Edina's 6'9" Reggie Lynch answers with a dunk of his own. The Hornets are up by 2. Graham Woodward is one of the state's best guards. The Penn State signee drains a long-distance three, part of a 17-point first half for him. Woodward scores 29 on the night. Lynch adds 24. Edina wins its first conference title in boys basketball in 22 years. They beat Hopkins 72-64. Still probably not a team you want to play in the playoff. Hopkins, they're still pretty good.
True.
But, yeah.
Thanks a lot, John.
Thank you, John. Still ahead, proof of quality education can help break down barriers.
We're back in just a moment.
Finally, a local college kicks off Women's History Month with inspirational words from a trailblazer on the Minnesota education scene.
Hennepin Technical College President Cecilia Cervantes spoke to students at North Hennepin Community College today. Cervantes is the first ever Latina president in the MnSCU system. She credits a quality education with helping her achieve her life goals, and she hopes that her story can serve as an inspiration to other women and minority students.
I know that if it hadn't been for my education and all the effort, all the sacrifice, all the experience, all the relationships, professional and personal, that I've made along the way through my education, I don't think I would have been here today.
The college's next Women's History Month event will be on Thursday when former state lawmaker and former North Hennepin president Ann Winia speaks to students. And that's all for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow beginning at 4.